Someone yelled at you.
And we're back.
I thought
Couple episodes we missed, huh?
I thought you were going to go right into the Chappelle story.
I just wanted to be like, hey, we missed a couple episodes. We want to acknowledge
Well,
it.
we did miss
one
them.
episode, 1 week, I think.
No, I think it's two weeks.
Okay, well, we missed it. We're back. I did the Grindstone Comedy Festival in Edmonton. I did 15 minutes before Deborah DiGiovanni, amazing comedian.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we're all on stage. It's a big stage, like festival style. We're doing that thing where we're all like, posing together just for a picture with all the comedians. And while we're posing, there's just someone screaming. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look at the bottom, like right at the edge of the stage. There's this super, what's it called? A guy with like mad piercings and like pink hair. Oh. And he goes, and I just I just hear yelling. And then like my mind tunes into what he's saying. And he's yelling at me. Yeah. And he goes, if you're gonna be transphobic, at least do it with original material. I'm like, what?
Like very loud sentence like that?
Screaming. Where it's like all the other comedians like, what the?
That's a
what
strain.
Yeah. Like screaming because the closing bit I did was the massage one.
The massage one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is not at all. I go like, why don't you have any other choices? They're like, sir, this is Thai massage. We all have.
Oh, we're all trans.
We're all trans. It's funny, and it has nothing to do with hating trans. And I go, I want a trans masseuse. That's the bit. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we're Thai. We're all trans. That's the joke. Mm-hmm. This guy, and I'm like, no, has someone done that joke? Number one, that's my fucking joke. And number two.
Oh, yeah, because he said original material.
Yeah. So that's not transphobic. But the part I was focused on was him saying I stole it. And I'm like, hey, that might be hateful, but I did not steal it.
Maybe he maybe works construction and they just like to talk about Filipinos.
So many piercings and pink hair, like the exact guy you would think would be picketing outside.
So
of
at
Chappelle
first
show.
I thought this guy was like going to be liking you, and you're like, it made me feel like Chappelle. I was like, what age?
No, that's the new age, recent Chappelle shows type of thing. Like, and it made me it was so aggressive, bro. It was so aggressive, like political level.
You got to be pretty
whoa,
upset with yourself, like deep in your core, to outwardly. Because like, imagine you didn't like something, but then to go and be yelling,
and the stage is like this high, and he's like,
because who wants altercations in their life, really?
yeah. I'm like, whoa, what?
Because what if you address them? Now we gotta have a conversation. Like, I'm hungry. I'd love to eat.
I'm like,
now I'm 30 minutes in with you.
Never saw that motherfucker again. And I had so many people come up to me like, great set.
And he was
great
probably
set,
a
great
homosexual, I'm assuming.
Buddy, 12 piercings. He had the color. He had the pride flag on his hair.
Yeah.
To the roots.
They like that.
To the roots. He was close enough I could see the roots. They were all
Roots?
dyed.
Have you been in Roots recently?
I can't say that I have.
Very expensive.
It's always been expensive.
Shirts.
$60.
Yeah, why?
Who buys? I was under the impression we were all on Roots for sweatpants and nothing else, right?
When they were cheap.
When they were cheap.
They were never really cheap. They would just go 50% off every now and then. They'd be $35 and you cop them.
I think so.
But they were always 80 or 90 or 100
Well, I think what ended up happening is...
By the way, come bring up your mic.
They became like... You know how like Champion used to be like...
The shit.
No, but it was...
Now it
the
is,
cheap
I guess.
clothes.
The fart?
Oh, Champion used to be cheap?
Yeah, it used to be like the cheap. Like you'd get it in Walmart. And then that would
You used to be able to get Champion in Walmart?
Well, first of all, like when it was NBA shit,
Yeah.
it was expensive back in the day. It was like
Oh, so it
premium,
started good.
and then it was like this.
It went to like
and
Shaq's
then
at Walmart.
Now it's ascended. Actually, Shaquille O'Neal just bought it as a part of a ownership group.
Of Champion.
Champion.
That's hilarious.
So yeah,
Anybody that fucks with Walmart,
I think
baby.
Roots had that same sort of trajectory where it's like now it became like, oh, like I got the Roots tracksuit,
Yeah.
$120.
The Roots.
I can't imagine someone bragging about
suit.
No, people do.
a Roots tracksuit.
My boy, he did a whole photo shoot because he had a Roots onesie.
Roots onesie.
That's the most Hamilton thing I've ever heard.
hard to-
Did he say Canada all over it? That's Roots. They put Canada all over
They had
everything.
it around the...
To rock a tracksuit, you got to be
Convicted.
jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
A roadman.
I want to see
full conviction.
I want to see anime
no,
level.
man. A tracksuit is more fat than it is.
But
Like,
that's,
when I think
that's
tracksuit,
edges.
I think this shirt with velour on top and a belly.
But if you were
suspending
wearing
this
a
area, right?
small Adidas tracksuit with your chest,
it could work.
it would look fucking
Legit?
Like, it would look like you maybe stabbed somebody,
Or at least thought of it.
served a little bit,
Or at least thought of it.
yeah.
Food for thought.
Food for thought.
Food for thought.
I don't really think when I'm eating food. I wonder why they say food for thought. Is it because
Something
when
like
you're
something
tired?
to mull over.
Maybe when you're tired?
Food for thought.
I've been
Like
tracking
something
my
to think
calories, trying to get jacked.
about. You're not giving us a second here to stick on a topic. He
Food
immediately
for
wrote
thought.
food for thought.
I appreciate
something
that.
that warrants serious consideration.
FFT?
Dude, I worked a job with an older Greek guy where we would plaster pools. He was a plasterer. I would just bring buckets of plaster to the edge of the pool. And right when I met him, he was like my buddy's dad's friend. He goes, Abbas, huh? Old Greek guy, giant mustache. Abbas, huh? Like abyss. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you know what an abyss is? I'm like, yeah. He goes, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, like a hole. He goes, no. He goes, no, it's a seemingly bottomless chasm. I'm like,
Wow.
Did you just look that up? That sounds like a deep hole, bro.
Greeks love information like that.
And just the way he goes, no, you don't know what it is. I'm like, damn, we're doing this. What does it mean, guy?
Greeks and Argentinians, like words of the day.
Oh, that's a thing with them, huh?
Yeah, they just like that kind of shit. Separates them from the common.
Italians have drama of the day. It's not a word. It's
Italians,
a story.
like-
They're like, do you know this fucking guy? You
Old
know what he-
Italians really respect education. Like if you have like an old aunt, uncle, or grandparent, and like you marry somebody, like my wife is educated.
Yeah.
It's like a big deal for
They
my
love
family. They love it.
That's immigrant culture.
They
So
love
that's-
that shit.
People, whatever the first batch of people coming here, actually, I'm surprised the Italians because these people historically value trades and the mastering of trades so much that I'm like, oh, maybe they would like, oh, yeah, he's got a PhD,
But even that, you got
but
to
he's
be
got a fucking
educated to be
concrete
good
business,
at
a
a
brick
trade.
business. Like that's also
Education, you're smart.
smart in how you operate in business, but like
Immigrants just value that kind of like end to end. Like if
would-
you were a bum and
would
then you
your-
owned an electrical company, all of a sudden you like went to school and then you owned an electrical
every
company.
we would all be
you'd
like, oh, good for
shit,
them.
This
But
guy's amazing. Even if it sucked.
Like my grandpa or like my dad would absolutely value someone having a PhD more than someone having like a successful trades business. But would your grandparents value like a successful concrete business or their niece got a PhD in fucking Canadian literature?
Probably the PhD, maybe.
Really?
No, the literature one, I don't know. No, it'd have to
Even
be
math,
It would have to
physics,
be like
whatever.
a doctor.
Like like medicine,
Yeah, I think so because
but not PhD.
immigrants
like a
are
medicine
very hierarchical. Like a doctor's number one.
Yeah.
You know?
like a medical doctor.
Lawyer's really fucking close to a doctor.
In our culture, engineer is definitely above
Engineer,
lawyer.
yeah, you put engineer
You
above
can never
lawyer.
put a lawyer above an engineer, bro. No culture should put lawyer
It depends
above
what kind of
engineer.
lawyer.
America's got more lawyers than they know what to do with.
OJ's lawyers, those parents are probably proud as shit.
I mean, when you get a lawyer that doesn't rhyme, if the glove does not fit, you must have quit. Those are
Yeah.
the highest. That's above doctor. Of course.
It's above doctor.
Of course. But most lawyers don't rhyme for shit and they scam you.
Yeah, I think the fact that there's so many more lawyers than you think there are.
Dude, endless amount of lawyers.
Yeah, I was just watching The Matrix recently, and when Neo wakes up in that pod and he sees all the people in the pods,
One of them was a lawyer?
well, one of them was, but that endless amount feels like the amount of lawyers that there are.
No doubt. They
Yeah.
all just...
A lot of
Pump 'em
accountants,
out of law school.
a lot of accountants out there as well.
Dude, I saw like a 15, 16-year-old girl walking home from school with a backpack, and she was wearing a shirt that said future lawyer on it, and I so badly want to just turn my steering wheel, bro. Just take her out now.
And wow,
Take her out. No, for the world, bro.
you would have got the maximum sentence.
Oh, absolutely. And I would have deserved it.
Yeah.
I would have deserved it. And then I would have been like, I need a lawyer. Fuck. Shit. The tables. Oh, the irony.
So if you could go back and actually pick of those three disciplines, doctor, engineer, lawyer. I know you.
I'd do it just like I did it.
You wanna do engineer.
Because lawyer and doctor, you got to get a degree and then go to the school, right?
Yeah.
And then engineering, you just got to do the school to begin with. That is your degree. So you're out in the fray
You're
of
in
like
quicker.
you're in my mind, you're out in the sense that like I was so pushed to get one of these three. In my mind, I'm free the second I achieve it. Then I can do whatever I want because so that's the way I look at it. Whereas you might look at it as like when now you have it, now you're in it.
I would have liked to have been a lawyer, I think. Maybe even actually a cop
Here's
or
the
a
thing.
lawyer.
Any of us could have been a lawyer. Any of us could have been a
You
cop.
gotta be-
Not any of us could have been a doctor.
But for a lawyer, I think 90% of the job is fucking just
It's just
writing
talking.
and reading.
It's talking and having a solid
that's
logical
a small
mind.
percentage. Like when you have to like a case
Because you're watching Suits, so you're basing this just off Suits.
But I'm saying like most of the job, like
He's
when they
basing
say
this just off shows.
when you do comedy,
Yeah.
most of the time isn't on stage. It's like driving to the thing and doing the thing. Like as a lawyer, you gotta like file a motion. Like that's boring as shit.
It's all that.
Yeah.
We think it's like,
why
Your
cops-
Honor, I object. It's that is
yeah.
not even 1% of it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's why cops don't want you to like do a crime because they don't want to file the paper.
Yeah, I mean, cops, that's the easiest thing to get into.
I wouldn't mind being a cop, but like, imagine dying as a cop.
I know.
Shit.
I know. I don't want to.
Protecting
I don't
who?
understand the upside of being a cop unless you live in a small community, which I fuck heavy with, because those cops know everyone.
Yeah.
It's like intertwined. But when in a big city, why would you want to be a cop? Why would you want to be a cop?
Yeah, you're just protecting.
There's zero upside. You leave the house, everyone's worried about you. You don't make good money. You have a pension, so
No,
when
I
you
think
get
they make good money here.
they don't make the type of money. Like there's no.
Let's see what they
it's it's government servant or sorry public
yeah,
servant. So it's like just like the military, where it's like if I commit 20 years to the force, I can tell you exactly what I'll be making.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like the military.
But
There's
I think
no-
if you're just like a cop, like I think you make decent money, don't you?
Probably,
it
I imagine-
it depends what level, because like you say,
Look it up. Look what
you
the
start
average
as
I
a-
cop
imagine
makes-
65 grand, 60 grand in that area.
Because when they see those cops and they're just like on a construction site, everyone always they're like, oh, those guys are getting fucking paid a lot.
And actually,
No, the construction site cops are the bottom of the totem pole.
No, but they make
No,
like
I think they make a
$150
lot.
an hour
They make a
Yeah.
lot.
For that operation?
just for that time. But you
Something,
could
yeah.
like sign up.
Oh, no, but you know why? Because they're not making 150 an hour. I bet you
no,
that
they do.
based on what?
That's what they do. It's like it's.
No, based on what? Who told you that number?
Highest
Oh,
paid
I have family
cities,
members that are police officers.
That make 150 an hour.
Cops
Yeah.
make
So
good
that to
money.
me-
Yeah,
For
cops
that
make good money.
specific-
So
thing.
to me, all I hear is that the builder has to pay $300 an hour to have cop presence for this situation. 'Cause
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because the city has to make the spread
Yeah,
on
I
it.
thought they made good money. That's
So
good money.
this
No,
is
hold on, this is
this
the
is
highest paying cities.
average base salary.
Which makes sense, right?
Okay, so that's average base salary. So that means that this is like from beginning to senior people, right? So this is a whole range.
That's everybody that they surveyed.
So let's say 70 grand to kick it off.
pretty
Still a
good.
great job, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
But now you're showing up to a house. Some guy beat the shit out of his wife. She's fucked. You got to get an ambulance. You're showing up to a motorcycle accident. Some guy's
Maybe,
his liver
maybe.
is just out.
But not every police officer is in that position.
But
True,
you will
yeah.
see all the. This is what you do. This is
I
the
think
line,
there
your
are
line
guys-
of work.
Some people are on the road. Some people are.
I
not
think
on
there
the
are
road.
guys that can have a whole career where it's like
Just pencil pushers.
traffic
Yes.
cop a little bit. You're the
But what do you-
security guy.
But who wants to do
But
that?
you're driving around. Well, I mean, you're safe.
Some people also.
It's like being a comedian and kind of really being afraid to go up, right? So it's like you
Kind
like
of, I guess.
you're hoping the show has too many people or someone has a stroke. They have
But wait,
to cancel it.
you're saying that the like, I guess let's call it combat element. Of
Not
police
combat,
work?
but policing, doing fucking protecting.
Yeah.
Like when you're at a construction site, is that no one got into police enforcement to do that. No one, and that is the job where it's just like it's whatever. You came from some cushy or shitty assignment, so you're like, okay, I got to decompress here, or
I
however
don't
they
know.
do it.
When you say nobody gets into police work for that, I think there's probably a small percentage of people that are like, I want to get into the shit. I think most people look at it like any other job where they're like, life isn't turning out the way they think that it was going to.
But
They
it
look
attracts
around.
a type, though. It attracts a
It
type.
does, but they look around. They go, cop work's probably not that bad. Like it's
it can get bad because of what
Totally,
you're saying. You
totally.
could show up to like my neighbor or my cousin's neighbor.
By the way, you recording on that thing?
Yeah, it's recording. My cousin, he lived out in like Toronto in like the hood area, and his neighbor chopped his wife up
There you go.
with a machete. And now, if you're the police officer, you just get the 911 call. You get to the place.
and you're there.
Someone's
You see
chopped up
12
to bits,
pieces of body.
and then you gotta go.
You're like,
to-
that's
No
not
fr-
pork.
no
that's
fries.
not pork. Call
Yeah.
911. Yeah,
fries.
exactly.
And then
That's
you-
the crime.
and
The
then-
crime, they got it a la carte.
But then also, you don't get any time off after seeing that, so you just go back to work tomorrow. as if nothing.
Actually, I
happened.
don't even know that because now there's so much. I know when you discharge a firearm, there's like you got to do a course and like
You can get therapy, I think.
yeah. Nowadays with the way mental health, all that, I bet you they look at the nature of the gruesomeness or carnage that you witnessed,
Yep.
and then they go, okay, he saw 2 decapitations this week. You know, put him on the construction thing for 2 days.
I think by comparison, I don't think American police officers are paid as much by comparison.
Yeah. The less you're paid, the more you gotta fucking do bribery, the
Yeah,
more you
true.
gotta do side shit, and the more you gotta get some fucking action to justify the fact that you're underpaid.
But
right
like
now. What
in
am I doing?
Canada versus America, cops are paid a lot, teachers, firemen, and in America, I don't think it's like that for those exact same occupations. Like teachers in America don't make a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Teachers here are fucking loaded,
What's his name?
and they don't even
They're not
work.
loaded. They're not loaded, but you really got to. They really push you to get degrees and stuff. You really have to have a master's.
They're pretty rich teachers. Like you can start.
You can
making
break.
like
You can break
80,
6,
90 when you
6
start.
figures pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you have your master's, then you can start high
you're locked
and really
in.
have great upward mobility. 2 months off, great pension.
And your whole job is like secure for.
This is
almost
the
life.
conversation before quitting comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, for
dude,
teaching,
teachers, have you?
I remember-
Dude, I'm looking in. If we could put in our submissions, Teachers College it closes September. We could, dude. We could go to Thunder Bay.
when I had just finished high school, that was everybody wanted to be a teacher. That was what everyone wanted to do, and you couldn't because it was like full to the brim. Like
Yeah.
you could not. If you wanted to be a teacher, it was basically like, yeah, you missed the window.
And I think of all the
And it
teachers I know
happened
that
again.
cannot get a job because once teachers get their job, they're just there locked in. They're waiting for a fucking new high school to open. They're waiting for.
They just want
They see
pension.
subdivisions expanding,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, soon a public school or a high school is going to be justified for this new population,
Yep.
and that's like 30 new slots. Otherwise, these people are perpetually in a state of like being substitute teachers. Or they do 1 year. Someone goes on mat leave, so they get their history class for 8 months.
Yeah.
And like this is what they do. This is why they were kind of like when we were younger. They're like go into it because all the baby boomers are. They
Yeah.
said that about the trades, about teachers.
Because everything was about consistent income that would scale,
Yeah.
and that you
I
make
think
good
a
money
teacher's
being
a
a
pretty
teacher.
great job because
Yeah.
every year,
Of course it
your
is.
fucking set of students completely change. It's like a new project.
The hardest variable of these fucking teaching jobs is the fact that the kids get probably crazier
with every year,
with
social
society
media.
getting all nuts.
Yeah.
But starting September,
You can hit them again.
absolutely.
That's pretty sick.
Yes, only in Catholic schools.
Imagine your teacher could fucking hit your kid.
Yeah, it's called 70% of the rest of the world, kind of. You know?
True, I
So
bet,
then,
yeah.
bro, I witnessed it. I went to school just one day there. That was like a fucking like a zoo.
Where?
I almost went like a zoo in the villages
Which in Sudan?
in Sudan when
Yeah.
I was,
Beating kids.
buddy. I was fucking
I did the same thing in Jamaica.
10 or 15.
Yeah.
Bro, they would think of a length of hose. They would take a meter, cut it, put it in the sun, so it loses the flexibility and becomes rigid with heat. Bah, bah! Like it's crazy.
Everything has a scientific.
Yeah, they're like, go cut it and leave it in the sun, not in the shade. If you leave it in the shade, I'll
kill
you're getting 2 hits, yeah, or whatever the fuck. But they beat them nicely. But no, starting September, phones are fully banned. Like right now, it's a soft
Oh,
ban.
in schools.
It's a soft ban. Like
Yeah,
no
and
phones.
it's by school right now. Like
It's something like that.
because my phones were banned for me when I was in high school. At my school, you couldn't have it in class. You could have it in your locker. You couldn't have it in class.
I think, yeah. So exactly, it's like a weird per school policy. Now it's like in Ontario. I think you can Google it.
so.
It's
You
like-
can't even have it inside the school.
No, because then it'll be a lawsuit if there's an emergency. I think it's in your locker or something like
But
that. Type
even
that
then,
in.
like-
Ontario school phone ban.
Yeah,
There's no way
good
they can
point
be like
about
you
the-
cannot.
Good
Because
point about the lawsuit.
they're always afraid of lawsuits. The new rules will go into effect 2024. As
Kindergarten to
students in
grade
kindergarten
6.
to grade 6 will be asked
Yeah,
We'll be
ask
asked-
the kindergartners.
to keep their phones. Guys, they're 4-year-olds. He's like, Questrade just updated, man. The market's open.
Oh, that's bullshit.
We'll be
Unless
asked to keep their
permitted
phones on
by the. No,
silent,
you're
out of
just
sight for the
question
time.
making kids figure out ways
Oh.
to permit it.
Then there's gonna be the cool teacher that's like,
course.
guys, listen, in my class, phones out as long as we're learning. And then he loses everyone.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
too bad.
you're pushing me.
No, I remember because like in the time when I was going to school, like iPhones were just coming out in like middle school to high school range. So like before that, you had like a flip phone. You couldn't have the flip phone. Then once the iPod Touch came out and the iPhone, people started.
Because iPod Touch and iPhone, there's no difference.
There's the same thing basically. And then so people are like, oh, it's just my iPod and da-da-da-da. But you still couldn't listen to music in class back then. And
Like, you're on speakerphone, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's kind of interesting is as you get older, you realize what's happening in the class is actually more interesting than what's on the phone.
No.
Well,
Like,
yeah, in history,
as far
they're
as, like,
teaching
lessons?
you actual shit about the world, and you're just on your phone, like, looking at nothing.
But that's the problem, man. You cannot appreciate or be interested
You
by
gotta be older.
anything. No, not even you got to be older. You got to voluntarily look that information up.
True,
Like
yeah.
if I'm like actually thinking about Genghis Khan or ancient China, I'm fucking there watching this YouTube thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're locked
But
in.
they're like, today we're learning about China. You don't give a fuck.
But you're
man.
also
You just
older,
have-
like you appreciate knowing shit.
Yeah.
When you're young, you're like, I don't give a fuck about math. You're like,
I
don't
know,
care.
but if they could somehow like Jedi mind trick kids into the idea of choice, like you're choosing to learn A, B, or C or whatever it is, I think you can get a lot more engagement. All I knew is go sit in that seat
Yeah.
and fucking look here and
yeah.
absorb
It
what I
sucks.
tell you. It
It
fucking
sucks.
you just
I had a teacher that made a game out of it. So if you're paying attention and you like engage
you
in
get
class,
your dick sucked.
No.
They don't make them when we were young.
Made
Now
a
that
game out
now
of
all
that.
these teachers are sucking dicks left
Ah,
and right.
one all the time.
Yeah. Ooh.
But he made a game out of it. So if you participated, you know, your group would go into like this trivia thing at the end of the month, and then if your team won the trivia, then you'd get a pizza party,
Ooh.
and you could brag in front of all
It's
the
actually
other,
not bad.
all the other kids that didn't participate.
pizza party?
Nothing is
Party's pretty
stronger than a
good.
brag system. A
Yeah.
pizza party where not everyone gets it,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would blow a Canadian child's mind. They're like,
That's
no.
something to work
Once a
for.
month.
That's something to
once
work
a
for,
month.
honestly.
So, like,
Yeah.
people would be paying attention, be like, okay, so class, who did this and this year? Everyone's hands would go up, and then
You see
someone
one
would
guy
give-
that takes it too serious, like, fuck.
Yeah, no.
Like-
It really got like that.
Like,
Like,
okay, yo,
Well-
give Simon a slice, guys.
I realize
I don't know
that-
if he's eating at home.
They just don't teach you how to think, and that is what you're trying to do your whole life. Like when they say, oh, you know, high school goes by so fast and all these things, and then you don't figure it out till you're 30. The reason you don't figure it out till you get till you're 30 and how your mind changes is because you just figured out like how to be
Absorb
yourself.
facts and whatever the fuck.
When you're 18, you're like, this all sucks. I hate this teacher because and you're like, the teacher's no consequence at all unless
No.
they're being a dick to you, which they can be. You're just there to fucking listen to what this thing is.
You don't care. You don't care. You don't get it. But and then the
School's
best
hard.
schools that produce the most Ivy League, whatever, all these little private schools, they all like put the onus really on like you said, teaching how to think. Like they're not like we're gonna memorize all this shit. We're gonna flow like logic flow. We're gonna like practice.
Yep.
And now if you this is the problem. How would you go about solving this? Like this type of new age shit. But it's tough because there's one teacher and there's 23 kids in a class. A lot, or like a lot of these underfunded places. They can't really do that shit. They just got to put on Air Bud or whatever the fuck. And be
That's
like,
why
all right, guys, just watch this shit.
private
Come on.
schools feel so weird, but they're so right where you're like, oh, there's only 10 kids in the class.
I know it's tough.
Everyone
'cause
gets attention.
there's two things you learn in public school. You learn a little bit that like, and you don't learn this in private school. I mean, you learn one of them. You get a great education of knowledge, science, math, blah blah blah. But you also learn how to cope among other human beings. You learn that it's not fair. Some motherfucker might fuck with you. You might have to avoid that hallway. Shit's not fair.
Oh, you
This
learn
is-
that in
this
private
is the
school,
jungle
for sure.
But in private school, it's a different type of constraint.
It's harder.
It's a sheltered
Because
environment.
think about it. In private school, you and everybody there has different levels of wealth. So you might be like, maybe
But you're already from this
but maybe not.
socioeconomic
Maybe not.
range
Maybe
is
your
this.
grandfather was like, I want you to go to fucking private school, and they saved up all their money, and then you're going to private school with like the Molson family kid.
So then you're here.
But then
So-
they
and then
bully
they're
the
here.
fuck out of you because they think you're a piece of shit who's poor.
So in that scenario,
So it's like,
absolutely.
oh my God,
you
you're
got
like-
this like wealth thing. But that is less of a sample of how life will be than the public school experience.
Depends.
Which is just the people around you and there's a lot of super
'Cause if you're
rich- I went
wealthy-
to super rich high school with super rich kids.
But if you're wealthy, the life you're going to live is going to be different than the public school person, right? So you probably are going to be around people like these people more
That's why
often.
wealthy people usually gravitate towards public school because they know, private school, because they know the reality is you're usually as good as the company you keep. That's why they got him networking essentially from a young age.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I
That's
grade
what the private
schooled with
school
the
is.
heir to the MasterCard.
Probably
fortune.
can't be too. It depends how rich you are. You can't be worth too much
What do you mean?
to like you. At a certain point, you probably couldn't even put your kid in public school just by virtue of like can't drop this kid off in a Rolls Royce for God's sakes.
Oh, you're saying like they're
just-
gonna fucking
it's just like a
take
bad
him for a
look.
ransom immediately?
It's like a bad
like
look.
immediately there's fucking Hamas is there.
He has like Gucci on. It's fucking recess. It
no,
doesn't
that's
make
on the
sense.
parent
That's
though.
on the
Yeah,
parent.
yeah.
I went to
And
school with the
But
rich
we're
kid.
balling.
They made sure he looked poor.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
never-
And I had a fake Gucci belt. I was poor John Louis
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah, yeah.
I had a fake Gucci belt. I rocked it all the time. And no, it was a Louis belt. It was the
The
Louis
rich
print
kid's
belt.
like, I have one of those. He's like, yeah, me too. And he's like, no, I have.
He's like,
I
let
have
me
one.
see yours. Like, don't worry about it.
It's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck. He's like, yeah. Damn, the buckle's real metal. Yeah. This really is leather, isn't it? Yeah.
Banning phones, man. Like, yeah, there's literally nothing of value.
Nothing will change. Now
on-
that I read what they say, teachers will ask. And kindergarten to grade 6? What the fuck?
Yeah, because the kids are growing up with iPads.
I get it. Yeah, I see it everywhere I go.
It's just funny because think of how addicted everybody is to their phone. And in school, you're actually getting shit that's valuable, which is like hanging out with people, getting to know them. And phones take all that away. You're not that interested in like talking to people because it's all on your phone. And the phone sucks.
and
Dude.
they also went to school during COVID.
That's crazy.
They had
but then,
Zoom
but-
school.
Yeah, but then
They had Zoom
that
school.
that was 1 to 2
Sounds
years.
like a 90s movie.
Yeah, 1 to 2 years when you're 9 to 8 to 10. That's
Yeah, but then
20% of your life.
but you got 6 to 9 around kids, and now you're gonna get 11 to 18 and
they're-
11 to 22
dude,
around kids. In the end, it'll average out pretty nicely. But like if you just went in for that time, and
But
then
like
fucking
the trauma generation, COVID was so specific because everyone was in different stages. So if you're in like grade 9 to 10 or whatever, okay, that hurt. But if you were in grade like 11 and you lost 11 and 12,
oh, the people that lost prom because of COVID or graduation of university, that's the giant
dude, that
one.
fucked your life up.
That imagine you're fucking in the trenches with everybody for 3 years, 4 years, and then now it's like a Zoom graduation. You're like, fuck.
Something I'm not really cool with, and I guess you need it because times change, but I don't like how sterile everything is. Like I was just reading how prom is different now, where like it's not about asking people on a date. Like everyone just shows up and like they all dance and have a good time together, which I like.
It's to expose people to minimal rejection.
resistance.
Minimal rejection.
Yeah, it's like it sucks.
Like, it's gonna be in the future. Like everyone, like companies have like a thing where a lot of people get a 90-day hired for 90-day probations, and they pay them, and then they have to let people go, kind of thing. Instead of just like we hire the right guy, like nowadays or whatever. But you're right. Everything is getting like very like what's it called in bowling? The bunkers. The bumpers. Bumpers kind of like on everything. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't.
everything's nerfed.
Everything's nerfed. You can't really fully fuck up. Catastrophic failure is a lot harder these days,
That's
which
why
is
Canada-
good, but
That's why
it
Canada
doesn't
is
create
good
strong character.
for what we were saying. Like he's talking about Aussie in Austin. It's like, yeah, it should be good. People are literally there. They think they're gonna see every fucking amazing person. They're like literally on drugs. Versus like, it sucks here. You can't afford your house. You stumbled into this bar. You didn't want to hear anybody other than you talking, and this person made you laugh. That's why Canadian people get so funny. It's because it just sucks. Like nobody.
Yeah, it's perpetual unknownness,
And in life now, that is fucking pretty rare.
that's valuable.
It's just rare.
No, it's like when you grow up with without money, it fucking sucks all the way until the point that you realize, yo, I worked since I was 15. I got my own money as soon as I could. These are huge like skills to be able to have, and like a valuable mindset to have that a lot of people don't have. Mm-hmm. You know, like Mark was telling me about he was hanging out with some kids, and they bought like a FX3 camera and an FX30 camera. There's fucking balling ass Sony. You know them, right?
Yeah. That's like
Expensive.
$3,000
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
3 and 5 for the body.
For the
and
body
he told them the
alone.
lens kits, the lighting,
Yeah.
they dropped 60 grand, and they're in mid 20s, and because they want to start like a production house. And Mark is like, holy fuck, good for you guys, man. They're like, our parents got it for us.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, these guys drop, you know who has the best production company? Not always the case, but usually the case. The person that did someone a video, got a little money, bought the thing.
Yeah.
Did this guy a video?
Often,
got a little money?
yeah, often,
Build,
yeah.
build. It's not always the case. Obviously, it's not always the
but
case.
like those guys might pull
no,
it
no,
off.
it's not impossible for them. But if I were to put my money on on a production house that's
You
been
have
there for
hunger,
10
yeah.
years,
Yeah.
which one that they have the exact same capacity now? The one that started with one guy that built it all up, or the one that got funded to have all their initial equipment and been operating for 10? I'm gonna go with this guy. 100%.
You gotta
of the
have
time.
if you're watching a
hunger.
movie, there's got to be a reason why.
Yeah, these guys are just like, yeah. So they bought us all of our base operating costs.
Yeah.
It's like being like, I want to be a mechanic, and your dad buys you a shop.
But you don't have any of the skills.
Yeah. You're just you watch YouTube a bunch, and you're like, tires, dude. I'll do your tires. You're like, what
But
the
you can't-
fuck?
you still
Were you
can't
ever
do
an
the tires.
apprentice?
Yeah,
Were
exactly.
you ever what?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are trying to skip The Apprentice. Like, I read a book, Mastery. It's a sick book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, throughout time, apprenticeships have almost always been 7 years.
7 to 10. In Japan, it's 10. Like in Japan, if you want to.
But Leonardo da Vinci, he had like
that's Italian.
he going way back.
That's
I'm saying going way back, Renaissance. And you might even be like that, 7 to 10.
Fighting though philosophy, I think too, right?
No, I was
Long
talking
time.
about like, say you want to be like a blacksmith.
Yes.
You have to shovel
7 to 10.
7 to 10 years.
Yeah, you're just shoveling for
dirt.
2 years.
Yeah.
Then for year 3 to 4, you get to bring the guy the medal.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
year 5 is the first time you actually put a hammer to a fucking
Yeah.
like. Do you watch the Jiroki, whatever the fuck, the sushi guy, the sushi master? For 2 years, or I forget if it was 2 years. It might have literally been 14 years. He only handled rice. He did not touch the fish.
But you get a better sense of the craft that
No,
way.
but it's mastery. That's how you fully master it. Nobody has that shit anymore unless you have no other option but to get into it just based on obsession or passion and slowly build up. And if you have a mentor, that's even better. But in Canada, we have so few mentors. That's another thing about America. The comedy industry is big there, and like a lot of people, you hear this all the time. Like, oh, I've been on the road. Oh, I went on the road with. He saw me, and I've done a bunch of shows with him. Oh, I was doing a show in Seattle. It was like my 4th year in. He saw me, and I did like 10 dates with him. Fucking Salma Hindi did that from Canada with Chelsea Handler.
Here
Like,
it's like, yeah, I
never
dropped
heard
him
that.
off. I met his wife. She's really nice.
super cool, really cute dog. But like,
Yeah, that's it.
I have never once, maybe, I don't even know, Rouse. I guess Rouse is kind of like Lucy's like guy. You know what I mean? Like,
I've realized that in my
There's a
life that it's
couple
hard to
instances-
hear something where someone gets an opportunity where you're not there yet, and like to not feel like, oh, fuck, shit.
like,
It's like-
Josh Johnson.
It's like being in the same store.
Yeah.
We both bought a lottery ticket. We were all in line. You were first. You're second.
You're way ahead in line,
And
and you just see him
won.
being like, ah.
Yeah, you won, and I bought the same ticket. It's like, fuck,
Yeah.
so close.
You just like, fuck.
That actually happened.
And you still gotta wait in line and redeem your ticket though, just because of the system.
Just-
You
you
don't
just
get
have
to
to-
leave the line. You still gotta wait. Like, fuck.
At the mothership open mic, there's a dude that signed up. He never even did comedy, and then he signed up right before this guy that we were hanging out with. So the dude that never did comedy got up on the mic, whereas the other guy.
That's what I'm saying. And you said 300 people were there, right?
Yeah, but this guy didn't.
How many people?
Oh,
I mean, how
probably
many
a lot
people?
of them have never done it.
10 sets or less? How many of those 300? Gotta be 50. north
No,
of 50.
because there's a lot of places you can get up in Austin. But I'm saying this particular guy, he was a tourist. And
Gotcha.
he was
So he's
like-
like, oh, I'm in the mothership.
He's like, I might as well just sign up. What? And then
Did he go up?
He ended up going up.
And what? He was just like, I didn't think I'd actually go up.
Yeah, he's like, I just talked about my day and how I got here, and then he was like 6th, and then the guy that we were hanging out with was 7th. So he would have got chosen if this dude didn't sign up.
That's what Ralphie May talks about. You know that big long chat.
Yeah, he
of
said,
shiny?
get out of the way.
If you're not there to really do it, get out of the way.
Yeah, it's the best advice.
See, Austin's interesting.
That'd be
'cause-
great if someone left that room in that moment. Like, he's like, you're on the road with me now, buddy.
Yeah,
You
literally.
passed the test.
You passed the test.
Like,
Well, that's the thing with Austin. It's like, imagine a scenario which has probably happened, because when you're in this business for long enough, you start to talk to people and where life has gotten in the way, and you're like, oh wow, this could happen to you, where you could mathematically just be one of those things that never gets picked, or you're always late at the end and you're always in front of nobody for years, and because you see, oh fucking this person literally never did it, got this bucket pull, that shit's what makes people quit.
makes him quit. It makes him sour. It makes him jaded.
Yeah,
but
sure.
you know what? That's another thing you read is that like
Numbers.
You have to be able to pass through that as well.
one of the
Well,
remember,
that in Austin is specifically like
No, I'm saying that thing, like that bitterness
in life,
everything.
in life, being underestimated is the high ground. You are an advantage by being underestimated, right? So I realize that now we don't get all these opportunities, which means we get to incubate in total obscurity, zero stakes.
It's very helpful.
By the time we are up at the cellar, by the time we are up at the mothership, I promise you we'll have a decade under our belt and we will smash. You know what I mean?
The
By
decade-
the
the
time you are in a
decade really
position
matters.
for someone to be like, come with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be great for this.
Yeah.
A decision make, and we're already facilitating. I'm not waiting for anybody to say this, but by that time that happens where you're on these world level comedic stages.
Yeah.
Buddy, we had zero up. I didn't tour with anybody. I've been just fucking like, as in like, no headliner took me. No one sat me down and go, your act's good, but you got an A, B, and C. None of that shit. It's just trial and error, like evolution, like nature itself.
Yeah.
Over 10 years, that builds the best thing.
And like you're saying, when you have that tenure somewhere else, and then if you ever do get up on the mothership, the booker's right there in the room, so you're gonna stand out way more than all these other 2-year open micers.
Yeah, the cream rises, bro.
Yeah.
like it would almost would have been better in Zeus's case to just focus on network getting on the show versus putting your name in the bucket because he's already a killer. So
No, but we did other.
no,
shows.
I know. I'm saying like that's like once
But-
you're at that level,
Yeah.
that's all you can focus on.
But
You're
I think
like,
it's a
"Yo,
parallel path.
Get me on the fucking stage. I
Yeah.
can take care of the rest.
Yeah,
That's
but
where
just
you want to
by
be.
chance, I might not get on stage, but my name's in the bucket. If that gets me on stage, I'm gonna
True,
go up there and
true.
smash.
Yeah.
This is a parallel path,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like,
It's just I see why. Like my friends love Kill Tony. They watch it. They're not comedians. They're like they think it's so funny. And now that Ari's on the show,
is
they're like,
Ari on the show every episode?
I think
He's a regular.
He's been opening now. He's regular.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, this guy's so funny. And I'm like, yeah, he's like a
Ari Shafir.
No.
Ari-
Ari
okay,
Madden.
yeah,
Like this
yeah,
dude's
okay.
so funny. I was like, yeah, he won.
Does he open
Seattle.
every show?
So what they recently started doing is they used to have a regular opener.
Hans
Yeah.
Kim used to open it a lot.
Yeah. But now his career is like solidified and he's gone.
Yes and no, because people started
Fans,
to hate him.
yeah, fans started to hate him a little bit
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
because he's just not that funny.
He's just like very
then-
high density.
Dude,
word.
if you're around Joe Rogan, it's the same thing that we've experienced time and time again. If I'm getting on Joe Rogan's stage, I'm going to be better than somebody with as many years experience than me, technically, just because, like, yeah, if I've been rolling in jiu-jitsu with fucking guys 100 pounds more than me,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit better. But if you're generally just funnier, you're probably going to stand out. So, like, some of those comics on Kill Tony are generally just hilarious people. And then there's comics that are like, I'm funny and I've been fucking punching a tree
Yeah,
in
kicking it,
Estonia
yeah.
for fucking 10 years.
So he opens up every show now.
Not every
It'll
show,
rotate.
but
Good for him.
He's rotating.
Good for him.
But he smashes because he won Seattle
Yeah, he's a beast.
and he's just a beast.
And I don't know how long, but he's been doing it for sure. Like
I think 10 years.
probably like around 10, if not a little longer. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's very, very confident up there in Edinburgh. I'm like, this guy's a beast. And he's just got that thing, you know? Got that thing of like coming from Estonia is like coming. That's even more underdog than coming from Canada. Estonia?
Dude,
What the fuck is
crazy
Estonia?
to come from Estonia.
I didn't even know it was a thing until I heard him say it.
Because you look like you're the whitest dude in the world, but because you don't sound like it,
Yeah, you sound
it
Ukrainian,
immediately
Bulgarian, Albanian.
washes away.
Yeah.
He can play great here. He can play great there. It's even
Probably kills in Europe.
kills
Yeah.
in Europe, probably.
Yeah, because he
can
probably
speak-
understands the Eastern European dynamic really well.
Yeah.
Right? Versus how... So that shit will kill.
I'm actually working on getting my Italian passport. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
But I can get it through my grandmother.
But why do you even...
Because you can just work in Europe.
Oh, yeah?
Just do whatever the fuck you, want.
And you can have... Canada allows dual with
Yeah.
Italy?
Yeah.
And you can get it having
Yeah,
not
yeah.
been born there?
Well, my bloodline's from there. So if you have blood, if your family was born in Italy,
Yeah.
the reason I can't get it through my biological father was back in the day, if you wanted to work in Canada, you had to give up your Italian citizenship to become a Canadian citizen. So when I was born, he wasn't. Recently, Italy has just changed it, so they might even honor his because he was born there.
Yeah.
And he came when he was like 16. But my Nana was an Italian citizen when my mom was born, so that my mom can get it, and my mom can then pass it to me.
Oh, shit. So you literally have to wait for the chain to go down.
Yeah, so as soon as my mom gets it, I can get it. But the thing is, if you have a fucking European passport, if I can start getting shit over
Because
there,
it's a union. And then
then you can just start working.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. So just like I was saying to my mom, like these are the types of things you don't think about back then because back then people were just happy to be over here.
You want to hear the craziest thing? When every year America has something called the visa lottery. They grant 55,000 families
Just any-
green
yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Families that are poorly
Did that
represented in
happen
America.
Happen to your family?
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it. We got it in 1999. It was a 10-year green card. It was supposed to be, but my dad never paid taxes on anything, and it was when I went in to be an engineer in 2014. I come with my green card with me as a boy on it that I got in '99.
Full head of hair.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful cornrows. It was crazy. I had to surrender it. I had to surrender it in
Like
order
that piece of ID you had to give
I had
to
to
them?
surrender my green card officially,
Okay.
even though it was 5 years expired, to be able to get my TN visa as an engineer. So
What's TN?
TN, I don't know what it stands for, but it's
Is that the guy
there's
in
a-
fucking Dragon Ball?
there's a
TN?
quick
TN.
TN. There's a quick visa to get if you're like all these like list of biomedical blah 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 all this shit
Like through the company.
through the company.
Yeah,
Very quick, very easy to get. But for a second I was like, oh fuck, I have a green. That would have been huge for me this whole time. Like had my dad just paid the taxes in 09 and re-upped it all for 10 years. That would be fucking.
So, what about you though?
What do you mean? What about me?
Like, don't you, a boss, have a green card history there?
It was 5. That card was 5 years expired.
But you can't reapply?
It was when I applied to go. I was, and this could be just some Department of Homeland Security fucking with me type shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm going to become naturalized over there.
Yeah, it's already in the
But
motion.
in the moment, this job just hired you. You have a card that's expired. You can't start that job unless you officially give us that card back and declare that you are giving whatever the word is, giving up your fucking green card thing. I have to officially do that to get this visa.
It's weird that they.
So I'm not gonna be like, no, fuck that job. I'm gonna go through the process of. I was like, yeah, well,
Yeah, of
I've never
course.
even seen this card before. I had no like bearing on my life. I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, wow, that would have been so much sicker if I just was a green card holder this whole time. I'm like Patrick Fishman. He's just between California and fucking.
There's actually a lot of guys here that have dual citizenship.
Yeah, and when comedians say it, there's like this like, oh, you're a dual citizen. Oh, it's just kind of like this moment of like, fuck you, fuck you, motherfucker. That makes things a lot easier. It pisses me off.
I realize it doesn't even matter.
At the end of the day, you know
Doesn't
what?
matter.
It's a long journey.
Because you can have the visa, but if you're not ready to go over there, it doesn't matter. And I know that like part of it is you got to go and build the relationships. Relationships are pretty easy to build. Actually, they're the easiest to build when you're new.
No, but it's about maintaining them.
But
And
think
you
about
can't
New York,
maintain them
for
if you're
example.
not
knowledge.
there.
Think about New York, for example. When I went to New York, since the time I went to New York, the booker at the Williamsburg Comedy Club has changed like 3 times.
They have.
I'm sure it's happened at almost all of them.
Correct.
Versus if you're, let's use Ari, for example. If you're that good, you meet me for the first time, great hang, plus you're smashing. Way easier, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you gotta
fucking
get.
easier.
That's the thing. I'm saying like obscurity is actually sometimes everything feels like a disadvantage, and then you're like, who is this guy? I've never heard of him.
Like,
He's a Canadian. All underestimate. Then you go up and. So when you're underestimated and you perform at a crazy level, the gap between expectation
Yeah,
and
exactly,
reality is
exactly.
so big that you just like
you can actually manipulate that to your advantage.
by staying out of the fray for as long as possible.
You know, you follow
That's
video.
why Canadians are in the States. Canadians, we're
Kill.
disproportionately strong, and people are like, another Canadian.
You follow video games, so you probably get these memes sometimes. They'll put on like a video game and they'll have you like a live tracker of how many people played it over the years. That's kind of what you can manipulate in comedy going somewhere else. You can be like, yo, here's fucking my stocks going through the roof because I've been building up all these chips like we've been saying.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is like, oh, it's good to like know people in the fray. It also can hurt you because then people can really get like so comfortable with you that then you're not as new. And then once you're a part of like the furniture, you can get lost in it. And when
Yeah.
there's a lot of people around,
Yeah.
because like what we don't think about in comedy is like, sure, you make friends, but if I make friends with somebody in New York and I'm like a new guy, they get points for showing me to their friends.
Yes.
They don't think about it like that. Oh, I'm going to introduce them. But it helps their standing.
If you are good, if you are a valuable asset in this
it makes
cog.
your vouch now even more valuable.
Yeah,
There's something to gain.
But yeah,
And the exact same if you rep them and they bomb, now you go lower.
You're-
Yeah,
you
it's
go
like
lower.
when
It's like you were
Like,
on
oh,
stage.
you know shitty people.
Yeah, you fucking suck.
you are affiliated with bad comedians.
Yeah.
Fuck. You yourself are a little worse than I thought.
yeah, it's better if you go there with something versus trying to start there, because then, like you're saying, you get swept in with the rest of the crazies or the furniture.
The following, building a following now, and then going into a mecca of comedy, which is Austin, LA, New York, that is like a prerequisite in my mind.
Well, imagine
that is a fucking full on prerequisite.
Dude,
like
imagine-
going without is, and we've seen it. We know guys that have gone and they, it's like you're like in the you're in what's a purgatory.
Well, imagine you're
in purgatory.
You start comedy in 2020 in New York or
Yeah.
2019 in New York. 'Cause I think that's when Ryan Long went.
Yeah.
You start comedy, you go to an open mic, and then beside you just starts in the same city is like Ryan Long. And you're like, oh yeah, how long have you been doing comedy? It's like, oh, almost 20 years. I produced fucking 8 shows. I've toured as this. You're like, I've done this. They're like, oh, you're before me? You're like, yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, that's what the fuck. Imagine you started in 2022. Fucking Che goes over with 8 million followers.
Yeah.
He's done every fucking show. He's rep by one of the biggest companies. It's like, you're literally going up against that. So that's when I started to realize.
And then and they have, well, how many people have gone?
Oh my God.
You just named those 2.
It's so many people.
But I can name you 6 more that you know their names, but we don't have to say their names.
Yeah,
but
I get what you're saying.
they're just fucking out there like a
Very talented.
bait
Yeah, they're
on a
off to
fishing
the wind.
rod, just waiting for someone to bite. Right? Very talented, amazing bait.
They're like a startup company that is being somebody's gonna buy.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get bought. That's a good example of it.
Yeah, like in startup talk they say market user fit or user market fit or something like that. Like you can't go without knowing what that is. You have to find that and then go. Some guys are going and trying to find that shit there, and they're just trying to kill and brute force this thing. No, because I realized the only way it works is you have to be patient with the New York organism absorbing you in, which takes some years.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you got to be eating on the road. And
Yeah,
to
you do.
eat on the road, really, you kind of either have to be established,
Or
which is
popular.
impossible
You need
for
to be
us.
popular.
Because
somehow.
established means you spent 8 years you started 8 years in New York, and now you know the bookers, headliners, Boston, Philly stuff. You know stuff, so you can live. We don't know that. We just went over there. So you need a draw to be able to like get 50 to 100 people in the city, so you can pay your rent and constantly be touring. Like that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, you need to somehow be popular enough at the right time.
It's fucking dude. Like
You see it happen though, like people that
it is doable. That's the nice thing. People are breaking through. There's always a new person breaking through where you're like, I just have to become fucking incredible.
because it's hard. It's hard.
I just got to become incredible. So it's easy in that sense.
It's hard in comedy, especially here starting out with like buying into. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get funny. Because when I first started out, people was like, "Why don't you do like all this Italian shit? Just like try to talk." Like I talk about it, but like being more like you're my mother, and you know, like that's. I'm like because it's been said probably a billion times.
Every new Italian comedian
That's
does
what they
it by
do,
default.
and they're funny. That shit's funny. Even I laugh at that stuff, but it's like I don't want to do that. Like I don't think there's longevity to that. You can
you-
kind of.
Did you hear
apart.
what Trevor Noah just started comedy? Chappelle took him on the road with him.
Wow.
Chappelle's like, why'd you take me on the road, man? You're fucking, there's so many funnier people. Chappelle's like, there's a lot of funny people. But what you're saying is interesting.
Yes,
What you're saying is it's interesting.
that's true too.
So just at the end of the day, you cannot judge laughter just on decibels, right? Because this person could be higher and this, but when people walk out and think about it, the show and stuff like that, there's like a hang time of certain individuals, and that is relative to what you said, the content of what you said.
That's why I think if you watch Kill Tony, there's Casey Rocket.
Don't know him.
He's
Pull him
hilarious.
He does all the. He's like he was. If he.
up. You guys know Uncle Laser?
Yep.
Yeah.
Steph Tolev, you mean?
Oh,
They sound the same.
Huh?
They sound the same.
Oh, I don't. I was just in the green. I did a show with him at Creek in the Cave. I'd never heard of him. He goes, I'm like, hey, what's going on, bro? What's your name?
If
He's
Casey,
like Laser.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, Laser. That's a crazy name. And then he gets introduced as Uncle Laser. I'm like, this nigga.
Yeah.
well, he's got such a specific style to that guy. But if this was like the 70s when Howie Mandel was doing comedy, Casey Rock would probably be one of the most popular.
Is he super alt?
It's like it's very riffy. It's all like riffs
It's
and
jumpy and like
and he's a character. He's very much like all over the stage.
Very animated.
Very
like a Sam
animated.
Burns type of thing.
Way more. Like it's muted on there too, I think.
Is it?
It's muted everywhere, brother. No, it's not.
Oopsies.
But his thing is like, oh, Putin's trying to get me, and he's like moving around like a crab.
Did you change sound? Did you change? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's the bit.
No, I don't even really know if.
Yeah. Did you
there are
change
bits.
sound to?
It's on USB on here.
So you changed. To, don't you have to change the Black Magic or whatever the fuck?
It is on Black Magic.
She's a black magic
Oh, here we
woman.
go.
Motherfucker, come on.
Zone, Casey Rocketing.
That's Hans Kim.
That's Hans
Yeah.
Kim,
And
Cam
then
Patterson.
So you're saying that-
those are all regulars right there. All those three guys.
So they hate Hans Kim.
no, just people make comments.
Reddit
It's
hates
like,
Hans Kim
Why?
because they. Imagine trying to do a new minute.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Yeah.
and being
Eventually-
under 10 years of stand-up.
It's not even that. But
Oh, it's that. Trust me.
That's
If you're
what they're saying?
under, no, they don't realize that's what they're saying. It's like if he was fucking 15 years in, his new minute, they would love it. They would soak it up. But the fact that he's new and you can tell watching him that it's like, oh, this guy isn't like murdering.
It's dense. He does.
It's also
like,
hard to come up with a new minute every week.
Yeah.
It is.
Hard as
It's-
fuck.
It's so that's what it is, right? And then they did this whole thing between him and this guy from Europe, and then they did this battle, and the results seemed kind of rigged because people thought he lost.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, no, he's the winner. He's the winner.
Hans is the winner.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind, like the psychology of watching the show as an audience member. I vote essentially because my reaction makes or breaks these guys' life, right? If they kill, so a lot of people probably take onus and like, no, Hans shouldn't be on the show anymore. You know what I mean? Because they've been
Got
watching it for so many fucking years.
Yeah.
that
feel like they have a say.
Yeah, they have a say.
Click this real quick. Oh,
He's already doing it.
I think I've seen this guy like do this thing. One sec.
I really can't stay. Hell yeah. Get lost. Get real trap shit. Come on now. Get out of here. I gotta get out of here. At midnight, I turn back into Kirsten Dunst, so just gotta keep moving. Peter, please. Get real. Big Uncle Ben crowd. Get out of here. Come on now. I'm just popping it. I got nothing to lose.
Wait till those knees go, buddy.
I know.
Hell yeah.
That's
No,
literally what I
gotta
was
get outta here.
thinking.
My
Dude,
buddy
Jim
found
Carrey has a
some
bit about
original
it.
Oxycontin
You ever
in
see his
attic
special?
last
Jim
night,
Carrey has
so-
a bit about this guy.
No, you ever see Jim Carrey special?
Jim Carrey has a special.
He has the
Yeah, thank God. It
Is
was
the gym dance? It's hilarious. He comes out and he fucking like stomps his whole body and he shakes and he's like, getting older. Can't do that. Like that shit's gone.
I was just thinking, orthopedic surgeons are watching this guy like good.
Imagine doing like 17 squats a show.
That's what I think when they watch it. Surgeons watching breakdancers when they jump and land on their knees. They're like, good. The darkness is coming for you.
It is.
I
very
can't really
similar-
watch this anymore. By
It
the
is
way.
similar to Sam Burns, but way more like.
Hey, wait, go to
character.
the top comment. He somehow trapped into a section of human brain that was previously reserved for me when me and my friends are fucked up at 3 a.m. Love how Hans never laughs at anyone he feels is a threat to him.
So
Wow.
like these
Those are the
comments,
Can you imagine being a
these
teacher
people
having a young
think
high
that they
schooler?
are like sitting on stage with these motherfuckers. He could just be like fucking dude who's in his head and everyone's like, he's not laughing because he thinks Casey's taking his spot. It's like they make it feel so cutthroat.
I know.
But it's not. These guys are fucking solidified.
Dude, I never really liked this Kill Tony organism. There's something about it that always rubbed me wrong, you know?
In what way?
There's something
Well, it's-
about this
there's
it's
a
like a
certain style.
boardroom. It's like kind of like it's like a boardroom effect.
Okay.
It's like a what's it called when it's like a council. Like this council comedy thing is and it's become kind of like this.
Like where you're judging somebody's set or they do time and you talk about it, you mean? That's council comedy? That's what
The
you're saying?
energy of the show is very different because that table is up there.
Yeah.
It's not regular stand up. It's kind of this like what's it called?
American Idol.
Like a contest.
I mean, American Idol, they're not on stage. It's just them. American Idol,
Yeah,
the
good
people
point.
are off stage. So I'm just looking at what the act is. This is kind of like this. The whole thing is alt by definition.
Yeah.
It's very alt. And it's just like, I don't know. It always seems stand up adjacent to me. And the system keeps how many proper pro people did the system put on that didn't get their flowers?
When you see a real comedian go on,
Yeah.
it's very different than
Than the people that come on.
Most
But
of the
I don't
people,
see.
yeah.
But where are the real comedians that have come on? Why they're not on?
So-
Because the real comedians come on the panel.
Yes.
Right? So this goes back into this open mic system that they have. 300 people
yeah.
that are either open mics or 10 years in a different scene somewhere else. They all sign up to
Yes.
try and get on.
Yes.
So
Because if you do well, it changes your life.
But does it though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
If you crush on this show, your
I mean,
life.
Danny
is
went up.
changed.
He had a great set.
No, he did not murder. Where I'm saying your clips go viral, people are like, Ari just had a clip go viral where he did a minute about the two gay guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this bit
Yes.
live.
I want us on Instagram.
Logical, everything like
Superior brain.
every superior mind, and like he's doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah.
And like that kills. That's
Yeah.
viral. He's already solidified, but he
Yeah.
just went up fucking 10 more points.
But that's what I'm saying. So I don't see a lot of the Aries. He's like the one guy, but I see
Because-
that it's like a guy
because-
ready for the system to know him.
and this is just my opinion.
All I see is guys, very new guys, propelled through the system so fast.
well,
Right?
Kill Tony has, and this is just my opinion, a specific flavor that they like.
Yeah,
and it's
pro-male.
like crazy, almost autistic, sometimes autistic
With the Bill Burr vibe.
craziness.
The Bill Burr content
Yeah.
does best on Kill Tony. The kind of like
Actually, what does best is like
what I've seen.
having cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
you're
okay, of course.
gonna
Yeah,
smash.
yeah.
It's
But,
amazing.
like,
we met him too, by the way.
yeah.
We met Aaron.
But like having those
Yeah,
guys, there's like a phase.
cool guy.
You also got to think like what you're saying is right. Like they're literally on stage. At the end of the day, the whole show is actually about Tony laughing with his friends
Yes.
and enjoying it.
he
Yes.
sits there like Shao Kahn.
Yes, that's a hilarious
laugh.
Shao Kahn. So and you can see it's actually going in waves because popularity fucks with shit because you got to like adapt to the reality. So first, they definitely had a flavor of like crazy fringe. If you had some sort of disability, that definitely helped. They golden ticketed those people. Happened to be that some of those people with disabilities also were very funny and could write jokes and did a good job.
They skyrocket.
But they skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And now these guys, Cam Patterson, Montgomery, Casey, and Hans.
Montgomery's the guy with the beard.
He's the crazy guy. He usually goes at the end, and his
He's the one in
whole
the
thing.
blue shirt right there.
Yeah, his whole thing is like he'll read a joke and then he'll look at the crowd like until it's awkward, and then it's funny, and then sometimes the shit he says is funny but different. Them, it's like Kill Tony's like I can make you. You're made men. I'll just fucking watch you go to the top. So for a comic who's like good as fuck, you're almost now tasked with like how can I write a good minute. Then to add what I was originally going to say is my friends were like, oh, you should try to get on Kill Tony. I'm like, this show drives me nuts because anybody can be funny for a minute. If you think about this for a second, if I watch you do a minute, there's no
Where
bearing.
does that extrapolate?
There's
for-
no bearing on anything
Yeah.
for comedy's sake.
I know.
Like you can be funny for a minute and suck for what I actually need you for, which is 5 to 10.
But then even then, when you watch, people still suck in that minute.
So what I learned after was because I've realized that I'm more selfish a little bit about when friends get on. I start hating on the show. I'm like, fuck this show. But what they like about it is actually more when people fuck up. That's what the appealing part is. When you see
That's
somebody
like in life, though.
because
Right?
this is
the
a big
bloopers are the best
Yeah,
part.
this is a big opportunity for people.
Well, that's the only thing I fuck with it heavy for.
It's
It's
huge, yeah.
another door for us to
Absolutely.
leave
Massive
obscurity.
door, yes.
But it looks like to me that this door is open to not pros looking for a shot. It's very new people with like an angle.
I think
That's what it seems.
Pros
No, yeah.
can get in. It's
Yeah.
a bucket pull.
yes.
So you can go and put your
But that's
name-
what I'm saying. What really goes viral on this? It's this guy.
Well,
this guy.
Well,
is going
one
viral.
second. I think to his point, and you can add
Not
to what
saying,
you're
listen,
saying
not to talk shit about this guy.
it's
but
a challenge for pros. Like
Yeah.
if you're 12 years in,
Yeah.
you're now tasked with like, hey, you see what goes viral. You know how you're funny. Can I plug my thing into this? That's the same opportunity as everybody else. It's a bucket pull. It's random as fuck. If you happen to know people, you might help yourself. But it's like, can I use my mastery if I'm 12, 15 years in to apply it to this?
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah, good point.
They definitely have a flavor. But what is
There's a
prevalent?
lane.
What's
There's a
prevalent when you
lane.
just start? You're confident. You have fun. The show likes
Now when
people
you
on
just
stage.
start-
But I'm saying when you just start, you're a little bit like, hey,
You're
let's have
more
a good
whimsical
time.
than having.
Yeah.
But I was not confident.
Well, yeah. I know.
Confidence only increases.
You're Captain
And-
Sweaty Hands.
I mean, but since what performative art or confidence is at the highest at the beginning
Well,
and
like
lowest at
Dan
the end?
Gyrie's like, I was funnier when I first started the first 5 years. I was so loose and had a good time. If you brought Dan Gyrie first 5 years there, he's a god.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
though,
going to
right?
smash. And right now, Dan Gyrie would annihilate Kill Tony. He's perfect for it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a flavor. There's a thing.
Sidekick is perfect for it.
Yeah, it's like if you yourself are like a comic, it's like a comic book, you know?
You're like a character.
if you're a
act.
character,
Also,
like,
keep in mind,
Yeah.
this is also a spectacle.
Yes, totally.
Right? So the more of a spectacle that you are, if you
Bingo.
have some sort of disability or
exactly.
whatever.
Okay, so
you're gonna
so
be-
maybe that's what it is about, because all of the stand up I have loved, and I've been stand up obsessed my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up is not about spectacle.
No, it's about jokes and comedy. But this
Jokes
is,
that stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Great points made through the guise of comedy, and like that is what stays with you, right?
Yes.
But this has taken an internet is spectacle. I get that, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's why I don't.
Kill Tony
Watch it that much. That's
comedically
literally-
is like doing acid when you're already on heroin. Because like comedy's already
That's a soundbite.
comedy's already hard as shit, and
Yeah.
then they're like, how do we raise the stakes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take away everything that makes you good, which is more time, because then you can explain the thing. So automatically, like if you go to the top bombs of Kill Tony,
so funny.
they're all set up. Everyone's trying to, when you're verbose and you're a new comedian, you're like, so he walks into the store and then I'm behind him and he grabs the thing. He looks over at me and this is the best part. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it
the
just
timer goes
when
off.
someone goes, "This is the best part."
It's
they're
going on
done.
forever. It's going on forever.
This is the best
There was
part.
this one that this
It's
chick was
over.
on recently. She had been doing it for 2 years. The whole setup. Keep in mind, you only get a minute of time. Her
Timer went up before the punch.
Do you hear the cat?
The setup was 3 minutes long.
Yes.
But I
then
thought
she's
she gets a minute.
I know.
Oh, they gave her
Sometimes
extra.
they
They're
let
like,
you,
they're like,
yeah.
no, keep like we want to
And
get
And I
another
bet that
joke.
got a lot of views, right?
Oh, she bombed. It was.
And I
so
bet that got a
embarrassing.
lot of views, right?
The bombs are one of the biggest views.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like cut her set out because it was part of the episode.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Because they cut his setup.
This
but he's a regular.
Gotcha.
People
Okay,
like
got
him.
it,
This
got it.
chick, she was a bucket pull once again.
Gotcha,
She had
gotcha.
been doing it for 2 years. Her whole thing was set up, and it wasn't funny. And then she bombed, and then Tim Dillon was there. They're making fun of her.
and they shit on you when you bomb too. They're like,
they have
"Fuck
to,
you,
man.
we hate you." One guy, Tony's
They
like,
literally say "fuck you."
no,
That's
Tony
hilarious.
said to one guy, he's like,
Kill
people
yourself, friend.
like you like make me feel disgusted. Like, like I was like, holy
my
shit,
God.
because he came up.
Was
he-
it that bad? Was it a confident bomb type
if
of thing?
you don't prepare, they're
Yeah.
mad. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
can you? Because they know there's literally 300 people
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to do
yeah.
it. But like, who fucking knows? What if you had 290 of them didn't prepare? You gonna get mad
Gotcha.
at each one of them because 5 guys made notes?
Yeah.
Fuck off. The thing is, what I'm starting to realize is, I wouldn't want to be one of those guys on stage, the younger guys, because they go like this and then they so quickly go down because it's so many guys. That would be hard emotionally to deal with.
It's just like they're like, hey, whoever the internet shows is who they like is who's gonna be sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I like you, but it's Casey Rocket sitting here.
It
now.
might,
you know what I mean?
It might make them fantastic with like every week. It's like a fucking jujitsu gym in there. Every week a new killer comes in. You're like, shit. But comedy is one of those things like you need
But
to figure it out.
This lets you, in my opinion, great, incredible comedy always wins. But what this lets you optimize for is spectacle, right? Over mastery.
yeah.
It's like you're saying, like, I'm not looking at how to get great. I'm looking, okay, I have 1 minute. This is the audience of Kill Tony. These are the videos that go viral. What am I? You know what I mean?
You could almost say that's why people in the comments were hating on Hans Kim more, because he's trying to do stand up on a show that favors a little bit more fray kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to go up and do
not,
bits.
I don't even know how to have it in words. It's just every time I watch it, I'm just like, this doesn't
This
make
also-
me feel. It doesn't make me feel good.
I don't know how long
You know what I
Casey
mean?
Rocket has been doing stand up, but I
Yeah.
think it's around 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you smash as this thing, this could have been a year of his life. If you're in a Toronto stand up, you know how many Toronto stand ups do crazy shit like this for a year and then never do it again? Because, like, that's what I mean. That when my friends are like, man, this guy's so funny, I'm like, I could show you 5 guys that you'll never hear about in your whole life that are like this, that you probably hate if you were here in Toronto, but because
Yeah.
it's on here, you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
And it's
Sam Burns, Kyle Patton are a polished this guy.
100%.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
guys.
they could fucking kill.
And all they got to do is bend down a little bit and turn their backs and do this type of thing. And
they've dialed the physicality back
because they know reality. Because
knees
they
will
know.
give out.
Yeah.
Well, it's also harder to film when you're running around the
But
stage.
see, Kill Tony audience, and if I'm doing 30 minutes, every time you do this, it's taken away from what you're actually doing. Unless the whole thing is a Jim Carrey style, it's all physical comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I notice a lot of the times, me pacing, it acts, even though I'm more comfortable, when I'm on the phone, I pace. I'm always pacing.
Yep.
But this joke is actually going to work better if I stand still in this moment. If I'm careful about how I'm standing when I set it up and how I move when I hit the punchline.
That's why
right?
being new
So
is
when you're
good.
fucking this thing gets when you iterate, that gets shaved off.
Yep.
And the internet loves it because we're watching YouTube.
You haven't
right?
even seen Drew Nickens yet.
I don't know who that is.
But that's what I mean. When you're new, you don't
Drew Nickens. Pull up Drew Nickens.
you don't
Let's
have
see.
all this shit in your head when you're new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're uninhibited.
A good example of this is nobody fucking cares about blue belts.
Like in jujitsu.
Like you're either white and new and
Or a
you're a
black belt.
sponge and I could teach you everything, or
Yeah.
you've mastered it and you're gonna fucking kick people's asses. Nobody cares if you're like coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
the
I mean?
middle.
If you've like in the UFC, if you lost like more than 3 fights, you're almost not as interesting unless you start smashing guys and this guy's on the way to the title. If you're in the middle, it's like boring.
It is.
You're like, you need like
You need
Michael
to just
Chandler's
bleed.
gonna fade away because he's waiting for McGregor.
Yeah.
And McGregor's got so much money. It's like, dude, you gotta fight. If you have exciting fights, we want to see that more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's McGregor. If you kick a guy's head off,
Yeah.
I don't care where McGregor is.
We're going to pay you next fight to
But
kick.
what if he gets his head kicked off?
That's what he's worried about. But that now he's also showing the fans that he's worried about that.
Yeah, but with fighting, it's like you only really get what, an 8-year window.
You
like
can't
max?
be
What
as
is
a
it?
fighter.
Unless
You
you're
can't
all
take
out.
time off, man. Your body, you got to keep it going.
Yeah. Press play on this guy, Drew Nickens.
Drew Nickens, everybody. Drew Nickens.
It's like Def Jam. It's like white Def Jam. Kill Tony is white Def Jam.
Drew Nickens.
So
I have a
disrespectful.
head injury from the Air Force. That's why I sound like I took 7 Benadryl before I came on stage. I love strip clubs. Because for $20, you can talk about your favorite episodes of Dawkins Creek. And I came in, and I was halfway through season 2. And she goes, Jaquavius? Because I never give my real name at a strip club. She goes, Jaquavius, you have such a unique voice.
Eric Griffin.
You should be a Muppet character.
Beside a black guy.
It hurt. Because ain't nobody trying to fuck a Muppet, am I right? Ah, man. I had a Friends with Benefits for
Did
a
it
little bit.
put the volume? They didn't mic the audience.
Yeah, it was real cool.
No, just
They're just
And,
not
I
laughing.
No,
found
listen,
grocery
listen.
store flowers sex. That means that it wasn't Louis bag or Lambo sex, but it was pretty cool. And she was taking a shower one time. She left her phone. And she came in, and I was like, you know what? Let me call it. Let me see what cute nickname she gives me. Is she going to give me Mar from Home Alone? Is she going to give
That's the- you
me
have
Special Needs
very
Jack
little time
Harlow?
left. Wrap it up.
You know what she gave me? The bitch was doing charity work. Charity work was the name of my phone. That's been my
Louis
time.
C.K.
Thank y'all so
designer?
much.
No, wow.
Fuck yeah.
Looks
Drew
like Louis with hair.
Nickens getting the bucket started for us tonight. I think we all have
Wait, pause it. And this guy's like, the internet loves him, or?
This guy's a regular now.
Okay, let's end this episode. We hit over an hour, right? Hey, no disrespect to this guy, but you know what I mean, right? If this is Kill Tony, if sports is a meritocracy, in the sense of like objective meritocracy, Kill Tony's kind of like undoing that in comedy world.
No, I think it's just another place where there's some opportunity. It's like gold, dude. There's just gold on the floor.
I know,
People are walking up and picking it up.
The way I see it,
I'm not mad. Look, I'm not mad at any of these guys. Trust me.
I see it more as this is pro wrestling. So
Oh, that's even a better way to look
It's
at
a good
it.
way to look
So
at
this
it.
is theater.
it's theater.
Got it. Okay. I'm looking at this
spectacle.
as like when I press play on Greer Barnes, Don't Tell.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
To me,
that's the UFC right there.
To me, that's pressing play on this. And I guess maybe I've had a problem mentally.
But for example,
approaching this,
okay,
right?
imagine a scenario where you were like, you're an actor, you've been
Yeah.
acting for a while, you're a comedian. You're like, let me just go up, I'll do a fucking character for a minute, completely not who I am. And then as soon as we start talking, I'll be like, yeah, I didn't think you guys would really like my stand-up, so I just did this fucking character for no reason. And then they would be like,
And I bet that would do fucking great on this show.
Annihilate. It would be like that time that guy in fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used the phone a friend to call his dad and say,
He's like, I actually know the
I'm about
answer.
to win, Dad. Fucking.
Did you see Regis or whatever? Like, you motherfucker.
Whoa.
Like, don't play me like that, nigga. He was actually angry. Like,
you need
yeah. But yeah, no, I think if you look at this as wrestling, and there's a lot of wrestling fans in that audience, right?
A lot of wrestling fans. Yeah.
I guess so. Maybe I got to start looking at this as motherfucking wrestling.
Yeah, because it's like wrestling. They want you to think it's real fighting, but it's not. It's a play.
Yes.
This is stand-up.
I just watched the Iron Claw yesterday. It's fucking amazing. What a good movie.
I haven't seen that. You watched it, right?
Iron Claw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I thought the movie was well acted.
Yes. And you didn't enjoy it.
I just thought the story was like fucking all over the place. The way they told the story, I thought it was like kind of messy.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I loved like the brotherly aspect.
Oh, I
They
loved
were
it.
fucking
Yeah.
brothers.
I want to see more of that. I might go back and watch Four Brothers again.
Also, his body is so weirdly jacked.
It is. And did he get a fake chin for that?
Not for that, but yeah.
What the fuck was that? He looked like Thor. It kind of looked like always CGI. the
So
whole
he
time.
either got surgery because he broke his jaw, or he got surgery, broke his jaw, and then had to get it again.
Wait, pull up a picture of Zac Efron 2024 July.
He admits he broke his jaw.
So that's how he looks at full time now.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see. How did he break his jaw? Yeah, like click that photo.
Which one?
They made him. I thought. Yeah, click that one. That's the new one, right?
That's new long face.
Yeah, it looks like. You know what it looks like? It looks
Long
like
John Silver's.
It looks like you fucking on Photoshop isolated this area right here.
Dude, he looks like
the bottom right corner and just increased it 15%.
He looks like the Tick without his mask on.
It looks like AI being like handsome guy. With
Yeah,
big shit. You know what I
That's
mean?
like what your mom thinks every firefighter looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, holy shit.
Oh, and that's him with as boyish to the left, huh?
So I, for some reason, one summer I had Zac
like Zac,
Efron news, like a crazy amount of Zac Efron news. So long story boring is he was very known for like this boyish,
Zac Efron.
Yeah,
jaw.
yeah.
very known for this boyish look. So then apparently he had surgery, but then apparently he broke his jaw and had a bad accident where
Jawgate.
he needed a fucking thing.
But he addresses it.
Apparently he's also talked. I don't give a fuck about the internet. She's like, dude, your jaw looks different now. We're interested. I'm sorry.
No, but it's funny because
Can't
it's like
change
I
your
just
face.
I just imagine the plastic surgeon being like,
It looks normal.
so we're gonna open it up. Do you want us to do anything when we're in there? Like, you just want to default back? Because we could put in some bumpers, gutters on the right
It's
side.
like, do I look the same? Like, yeah. You look normal.
Damn. So that's how he looks now forever. I thought he did some jaw shit for the role.
Now and forever. Amen.
He has the perfect jaw for like a Batman cowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he'll be.
Actually,
yeah, exactly.
his
You're
face.
right.
You're right. His face is perfect for Batman.
He has any superhero jaw. He has a superhero jaw now, and probably that's what he asked the plastic surgeon for. You know, I'll get the Bruce Wayne, bro.
You know, I think what's gonna happen is there's gonna be an emergence of like that Coogan guy, that Barry, whatever his name is. He's gonna be the Joker,
Yeah.
and then I think one of the best actors is Matt Smith. He's
Pull
currently
up a picture.
Prince Damon in House of the Dragon.
Barry Coogan?
Is he super white hair?
Barry, yeah, he's got super long hair.
I think I saw
this
I saw him flying. I saw him in the commercial flying a dragon. No, sir, that's a fruit.
No, Barry, Barr, and I think it's something actor. Barry, yeah.
Oh, this guy.
This dude. This guy's face, definitely an alien. Definitely not a human
he
being.
looks
He was in
1/3
He was in
Korean.
the Eternals.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy from that dancing movie, whatever the fuck.
This dude's stock, because he's such a good actor, he's going to fucking... Gladiator 2's coming out, eh?
He's in it?
No, but that made me
see the
think...
trailer?
Yeah, and Denzel's the fucking
Looks badass.
like Marcus Aurelius or whatever the fuck.
You know a movie is going to draw a lot of people when the poster is getting people in the comments going, fucking saving movies.
No,
man.
I haven't seen the trailer. Is it good?
Oh, we should end on that.
F1 as well. Highest movie, most expensive movie to ever get made, apparently. F1, Brad Pitt's new movie. Trailer for it.
Is
just came
Brad
out.
Pitt the coach or the driver? He better be the coach.
Driver.
He's the driver?
He's in
It's
the
a
car.
young man's game.
Apparently, my brother was saying it's filmed like Top Gun, where like they're actually in the
Oh,
car.
yeah, damn right.
I'm like-
After Top Gun
I'm
Maverick,
like, we
you
gotta
better,
watch.
buddy boy.
We gotta watch the trailer for that and this, and we cut
11 million.
Denzel looks great.
It looks so close to the first one in the sense.
I remember that day.
Nailed it.
I never forgot it.
Is he still in
A
it?
slave
Probably.
could take revenge against an emperor.
Oh, this is the guy who watched it.
Wow, it really looks like it. Like they used the same camera from the
I
fucking
never
first
knew a
one.
mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
Who are you?
I'm the guy.
I am King
I'm the
Kong.
boy.
Man, Denzel's gonna blow this
I know.
so far out of the water, it's not even gonna be fair.
The
And
greatest
there'll be
temple.
people. There were no
Oh
elections.
shit, this guy's
Pedro
in it.
Pascal.
Yeah.
The Colosseum.
And he
This
was.
is what they believe.
They're flooding it.
Power.
Dude, this is dope. Dope as shit.
When's this coming out? Yeah. Oh, same director.
Oh yeah, it
Same
is.
director.
There are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects. She must feed them.
They can eat war.
You know they wanted to put Joaquin in this.
I know.
Fucking we're trying to figure out how to do it.
But he did.
He did.
Joaquin died?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, not. I thought the actor died.
No,
I was like,
no.
what?
No, he living.
From the start.
He'll be in 28 more movies.
Rage. That rage is your gift.
We're either gonna see this guy who's the main guy.
Even the way it
in
ran, just like Russell Crowe.
We're either gonna see this guy in every movie now going forward, or he's in.
No, that guy?
Yeah.
He's going to be in everything.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
Or
it
he'll
goes.
never be in anything again.
He'll be in everything for the next 3 years. Because they tried to do that with that other guy.
True.
Like the dude from Avatar. He was in Avatar. Remember?
This is what people thought Dune was gonna be like.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
insane fights like this.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much.
The general will do.
Rome must fall.
You know, after this movie, Denzel's
I like that Denzel doesn't try to really do an accent either.
No.
He just talks.
We need that more.
Yeah, I know.
Who is it in this clown that I must give it you?
He actually does like Macbeth and doesn't do an accent either.
Macbeth is like, on your breast, bitch.
Now I give it to you.
Yeah, that guy's going to be in everything.
100%.
of Rome. People are not.
For the first few,
You know
you're
I
right.
called it? What's that guy, something Powell?
He doesn't have a crazy face though.
No, but he has a, like, it's not about crazy face anymore.
I will not waste.
Like, as in, like, super, like
Just
handsome
different.
or, like, different?
Just different. His face
It's
isn't
got to
that
be,
different.
it's got to be different.
His face isn't that different.
Yeah. Like, if my face was like this, locked in, I'd book everything.
Everything.
Fuck the symmetry. And this guy, they fucking hit him with that pale shit.
Can't wait for that.
What? When does it come out? When does it come out? Woo! You know that nigga got cut.
November 22nd. Okay, F1.
But-
It's right there. F1, top left. Boom. Give me Brad Pitt in an almost death-like scenario.
Okay, now we're just watching these.
All right.
Yo,
well,
by the way, I made Trap Trailer 2 for a second.
you did. I saw it.
Yeah.
We should watch it in theater. We should go watch it in theaters.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna
Actually, it
watch
looks like a good movie.
Dude, it looks like a great movie.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
yeah,
excited,
yeah.
objectively. Want to see this?
How am I supposed to make that safe?
Who said anything about safe?
Ooh! You know they're going to cut to the action then.
Brad Pitt's fucking perfect.
Hide your boner, brother. Brad Pitt. Ooh, bro, I'm watching this before Gladiator, to be honest. Woo! Homie ripped it a little bit. Oh, shit, he's tied it up for it, huh?
Yeah, they're just like no makeup on the arms. They're like, use your real. Oh, that's
Oh,
sick.
these are real shots, huh?
Yeah.
His line is retarded, too.
This is apparently the most expensive movie to be made.
Till this day.
It's just the car budget.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, dude. Dude,
Oh, this
thank
looks
God
good.
for Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
It has changed the game.
No. Thank God for Tom Cruise
I guess so.
for pushing the damn envelope.
Yo, that's the actual guy. Did you guys watch Drive to Survive on Netflix?
No,
Oh,
not yet.
yeah.
So good.
He's in it?
Yeah, he was a part of the horse racing team.
Oh, shit. So they got real people.
Look at that, Mr. Pitt.
Oh, buddy. I need to watch this movie
Man.
immediately. And the music has got a sick soundtrack, too, huh?
Nothing but.
Oh, bro, just long. Even in the trailer, they're using a real long shot, huh? That's crazy. Show us the speedometer. That's 310.
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
Buddy.
What?
Wow, Hellboy is back. I really trying to bring us back to the movies. I'm about it.
Bro, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
that, brother.
And that's at. Yeah, go to Trap 2. I'll show you this real quick. Fuck,
Yeah,
I wish
you're in there for a second.
I told people anytime I'm in a movie or a TV show, you need quick space bar speed.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Real
you do.
quick.
This one?
Yeah, just
So
go
it's
like-
a really cool movie, but they fucking give you the whole movie.
Well,
in
that's
this
how you
trailer.
know it's not exactly what you think at all.
Oh, I
Because
feel
they
you.
give you the whole twist up
It's
front.
M. Night Shyamalan. Come on, brother.
Shamamamala.
It looks like objectively a good movie to go watch.
Yes.
What's with all the police everywhere? I'm not supposed to tell.
I love how they just throw this black guy under the bus.
Freaking nut job that goes around.
You know, he's showing his boys this video like crazy.
Yeah.
He's showing.
Here today. So they set up
Stop
a
Asian
trap
hating,
for
bro.
him.
Yeah, that guy's showing his
This
whole family.
concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits.
Wow, that's, Rogers
checking
Center.
everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here. I've never felt this before.
It's a good time for movies, huh?
Yeah.
Out of control.
Shoot left. Where should I put her?
Thank you. This individual that we're searching for won't
Something about these movies that makes it seem so easy.
Right?
Just grab the police thing and you're in charge.
going to try to cause chaos.
Dad, what are you doing? You're acting weird.
When she said you're acting weird, I was like, that's the line that I'm like, oh, this is sick.
This dude is next level
Right here.
insane.
Yeah, you're coming up.
Dante, get ready. And
It's just like a quick look of your eyes.
But then, boy, I'm in it though. After that, there's a line and pause it. There you go. That's the boy right
Is
there.
that where your line is?
That's where. So right now, I go, "Where's the sugar?"
To him.
To him, and he's like, "Oh, fuck!" And he goes in and he finds donuts and he finds sugar. And he goes, "You want donuts?" And I go, "Nah, I'm good." And then I mix my little thing and I walk away. And that's me being like, "Peace, nigga." Yeah, I wonder what the final twist will end up being.
Hard, because they edited that.
Yeah, that's in Hamilton too, boy.
Yeah.
You're looking for me. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Just trying to murder a bunch of people.
How you all doing? You having fun?
That's actually M. Night's daughter too.
Come closer.
The singer?
This whole movie is really M. Night, and she's a singer in the movie. It's M. Night introducing his daughter to the world.
Was that
Kid Cudi? Yeah, I know. Fucking.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, his trailer was next to mine.
Yeah, that is Kid Cudi.
Nah, I'm kidding. I never met him.
Can't stop. I'll just do this one last one.
Okay. Okay.
Enjoy the rest of the concert.
Yeah. See what this comes out real
Sick.
soon too.
Yeah, soon.
Let's see. All right, man.
See ya.
Toronto, pull up July 19th, the Abbas Wahab and Friends show at Free Times Cafe. Tickets at abbaswahab.com as usual.
In Ottawa on July 19th. If you're there for a few little shows, will be at Laugh Lounge. Come check it out.
There you go. Hit it, brother. Let's call it, brother. Ooh.